Hello everyone, I'm your host, Thomas28, and welcome back to Architects Exodus. So, as we left off last episode, we're going to be heading back into the Bifrost and exploring Niflheim in search of stuff. What stuff? I'm not actually sure. And it looks like, now that I'm going to the Bifrost, the game is lagging incredibly bad. Alright, if it makes me watch the cutscene every time I reopen the game, that's going to be very annoying. Anyways though, as you can see in our hotbar, I have the Explorer's Compass and the Encyclopedia Arcana for Malum, because the first thing we're going to be looking for is a weeping well. Now you can see from last episode I did dig into the wall a little bit here just to have a little bit of a platform, but that's really about it. I can't make water breathing potions because of our limited access to pufferfish, so I'm having difficulty actually going into the water for long periods of time, but I don't think that should be a problem. But for now, we need to find a weeping well, which is in here in Niflheim, and it looks like it's 300 blocks in that direction. Now, it's going to be pretty annoying to get through since we have to dig all the way there. Luckily, you don't have to watch it. I just have to do it manually. Alright, I see it. On the minimap. It's a big square. And here it is. Perfect. Along with some crimsites, the weeping well itself, some brilliant stone from Malum, and I gotta say, I don't know why, but this dimension seems to lag a lot. At least it's been lagging a lot since I've been mining straight down. I'm not quite sure what the deal with that is. What is this? Arcanum ore from Wizards Reborn. Interesting. Anyways though, now that we're here, throw in the Encyclopedia Arcana. The Void Heart beats. And it spits it back out. And we get the Encyclopedia Esoterica. And for some reason this is glowing as well, so I'm guessing I can throw it inside too. Let's see what happens. A lot of lag, and then you get a mnemonic fragment. Interesting. What is that used for? Hitting you does nothing. What about the guide? Mnemonic fragment. Mirror magic. The reflection of Arcana. A key component in reflective workings. Interesting. Well, last one. It's me. Viet, if I die, have all my stuff. Youch. The Void Heart beats. Rejected. 20%. That's... Rejected. That's annoying. Complete design. What is this? Anomalous design. Every single thing. I thought there was a quest in here to throw myself in. Oh, it's not a quest. It was just the item recipes. Item recipes will not be visible until you have thrown yourself into the Weeping Well. Weeping Well, not Weeping Whelm. I can't talk. Okay, so now... there we go. So now we unlock this stuff. Oh, so now I bet if I hit you... Umbral Spirit. Antithesis. If I hit you on this... we can see the Weeping Well now. So now if I hit you on this, I can see the crafting recipes that take it. Gotcha. Very interesting. I have no idea what this is showing, but we've also finished some stuff in Mimir's Wisdom, the Well of the Void for an extra magic skill point, and now to actually finish that off, we need to make a Fused Consciousness, which will take one Anomalous Design, which is a block of iron thrown into the Weeping Well. So let me bookmark this. And then we need we need 4 of every type of gem, every gem spirit, combined on the Spirit Infusion altar to make the complete design. So I need to come back with a block of iron. Luckily though, it should be pretty easy. Go back home with the Bifrost, teleporting in 3 seconds. Very laggy. And if you didn't notice, I did change the pickaxe. The other one disintegrated, so I just made a Tinker's Construct pickaxe. Luckily, thanks to fighting the Undead King, we have some emeralds that I was able to use to add reinforce to this, so it's a little more durable than the other one. But I still need to get it up to like Reinforced 5, which is going to take a little bit. Well, that's annoying. I got hit with Mining Fatigue 3 from an Elder Guardian, so let's go ahead and throw in this block of iron. That should transform it into the thing that the name I forgot. There it is. One anomalous design. So now if we head back to the base and grab our spirit pouch, we should be able to grab enough spirits for all of this. So anomalous design, we need 4 of each type, and we should have enough. We're very low on sacred spirit though. And we just add all of this to the altar and add the anomalous design. And with all of that done, the complete design is completed. Now we can go back to the Weeping Well and turn it into the fused consciousness, which is going to be needed to make some cool stuff. I have no idea what a stellar mechanism is, but we actually need it for the summoning altar for Jormungandr, which is starting to flip out down here, but at least his head is working. So that's one of 5 items. Wait, 6 items. One of 6. The other ones should be pretty easy to get though. So now that we're back to the well, we throw that one in and finish the item. This was really dumb. Wow. So magical. What happens if I jump in now? Okay, it still kicks me out. Well, that's about it. Huh. That's so cool. It looks so magical. Alright, so the next thing on our list is Iesnium, which I found in Niflheim. Pretty neat, huh? Anyways, though, we have to melt this down. I completely forgot I had those in there. Throw that in there. We need a single ingot of Inesium in order to upgrade our blood orb to the next tier. Still a little bit of lag. Anyways, now in order to do this, you do need a tier 3 blood altar, so I hope you're ready to grind a little bit, but at this point it should be pretty easy in order to do. Then you do get these free rune of capacity. Sorry about that, had a little pause. You do get 4 free runes of capacity from the quest book, but in order to craft this, you are going to need another 4, so I have 8 rune of capacities here, in order to get us up to 26,000 life essence, so you can actually craft this guy, as it takes 25,000 life essence fluid to finish. I'm probably going to add some runes of sacrifice here, so I can get more life essence per kill, to make this go faster. And why didn't you work? What? 3, you, blood altar, 25,000, 20 LP. I had 25,000 in here. Oh, I think I know what happened. I think I started with 25 or over, and it probably ticked down a little bit when I wasn't looking. And now I have to restart the whole process. Great. I gotta say, I really like the theme of the mod pack. I just don't understand why it's so grindy. Like, I get it that blood magic is a little bit grindy, but man, you could just make some of it a little bit easier. It doesn't have to be this grindy. It's an adventure pack. Luckily though, the grind is a little bit faster, because if you take a look here, when we use the sacrificial knife to get ourselves low, our little buddy can heal us. And then you can combine that with your fruit salad here, which also gives you regen for 5 seconds. You can regen your life pretty fast and get the blood essence pretty fast too. It's just annoying how grindy it is. Luckily, at least in this dimension, all the mobs just walk into the altar, so you don't have to set up like a mob farm yet. I just thought it'd be a little faster at this point so I can slay some more bosses. And there we go. The Magician's Blood Orb. Personal binding, please. And now with that, we can make the binding reagent. It only costs 1,000 LP, which is not too bad. So let me go ahead and add this guy right there so we can drain 1,000 LP into the network. I should probably add more, but it doesn't matter too much. So now if we combine these 4 items and our Magician's Blood Orb, we can make something. I forget the name. What are these buttons for? I don't remember. Hopefully it's not important later on. There we go, the Binding Reagent. Quest completed. Also a quest completed Living Altar. Skill points, Arcane Ashes for free, and Magic skill points. And now we need to slay Frostmaw. The slumbering Frostmaw is one of the many fearsome beasts that can be summoned via the summoning altar. I can summon it in Niflheim by offering 4 soul-infused dust and an attuned stone as a catalyst. I gotta say, I don't... What's the word? Not don't. I'm not a fan of the fact that I have to trade a bunch of unrefined spirits to get access to Starbuncle tokens. There should be a different way to get it in Niflheim. Instead I gotta pay money to this guy. I don't like it. And now at this point we gotta do a little occultism. So throw in runewood, throw in cobblestone, that gets you other stone and otherworld wood. Is that worth more than regular wood? No, I think it's the same. And now that we have that, I think I have to throw it in here again, right? Because I need that thing. So throw it in again. Okay, how do I turn this into the ashes? Do I just have to crush it? How do I do that? Let's see. Otherworld ashes. Burnt other stone. Oh, you just smelt it. Okay, well that's anticlimactic. Why do you smelt it? You would think you could just throw it into here again. I digress though. Then once you burn it, you get burnt other stone. I should probably set up some kind of like furnace array, but I don't think it matters too much. Then we can come in over here, and I didn't disable Viet, so that's going to be a little annoying. But we can go ahead and do that to make our white chalk. Then you could take your white chalk and throw it into this to make white chalk, and then you can combine the white chalk with the runestone to give it unbreaking 2, so now it lasts a lot longer. Give me my skill points. Chalk brush, is that new? I don't remember the chalk brush from Reclamation. Cool. I like it. Now, these things do take a lot more space, so I think I'm gonna have to expand the platform out pretty big. Alright, so now that we have the space, we need to do the Rite of Hell's Dominion. Well, I defeated Hell, so it should be my dominion now, in order to summon the Foliate, which is a slow crusher, used for 2x or processing. So we're gonna need a golden sacrificial bowl, 4 regular sacrificial bowls, copper, iron, amethyst, and blackstone dust. Blackstone dust is just breaking the blackstone with my magic spell, and then using the foliate, we'll be able to make gold dust. Which leads to my next question, where am I supposed to find gold ore? Alright, now this is where the quest book is starting to get a little less hand-holdy. So we throw a book and quill into that in order to make a book of binding that's empty. Then we can combine it. Not with that. Then we take the empty book of binding and we can combine it with some white dye. So let me grab some bone meal. Bone meal. 1, 2, 3, 4. In a cross formation to make a book of binding foliate. And then we can combine it with the book of spirits to make a book of binding foliate bound. Then we can take these 4 items, come over to our sacrificial bowls, 1, 2, 3, 4, add this, and you did not draw a pentacle. See the ritual sections of the Dictionary of Spirits. Okay, this is why I needed so much space, so we're going to put this guy down over here. So we need that much room, so let me move this stuff over. Gotta love your multi-block structures. Golden bowl, 1, 2, 3, and that's the wrong 4. 4, black stone, amethyst, copper, and iron. Then you grab your chalk. Then you draw on all of these, and they don't have to match. Now, we can add the book of binding, and it's not working. Missing item, oh, it's amethyst dust. Whoops. Throw that in there. Amethyst dust. Bam. Well, bam. Started summoning Foliate or Crusher. And there he is. His name is Drogsala Marvin. I'm going to call you Marvin for short. So now that we have that... Oh, it's optional. That's why. We need to make gold dust. Which means I need gold. And he's dead. Okay, let's see what we get here. One diamond, no gold. Okay, I'm gonna have to try again. Now this is very interesting. We got the Necronomicon to drop. It has +2 levels to raise dead. Now if we take the legendary ink and the blood vial that it also dropped, then we can make raise dead at level 6. So if I inscribe raise dead into the Necronomicon, it's at level 8. My god. Raise dead at level 8. Let's see. Summon skeleton. How much damage can these guys do? So far they look pretty good. Their damage looks solid. Okay, let's see if they can fight the Undead King and see if I can get myself some gold. Okay, so they're not too bad. I hardly had to do anything, and they almost finished off his phase 1. So if I fight with them, we could probably do this in like a few minutes. And there he goes. Let's see if he dropped gold this time. And 0 gold. We did get this cool staff though, lacerating the blood staff of distant battles. Okay, finally, I was able to locate a gold geode. And it's funny, because literally, the only thing it tells you when you search gold, and I'm glad I did this, Jotunheim and Niflheim, your destinations for mining, has these types of geodes. And then it just says, it stopped scrolling, then it says, standard gold vein generation at depth in addition to the geode form. If you look at the minimap, I did not find any gold ore. Luckily, I was able to find this block, the geode from the minimap, so I was able to pivot and turn around here. Because man, it is so rare, but now that I found it, we can twerk it and get more gold. So now I can finally give a gold ingot to Marvin. Marvin is going to pick it up and crush it in his bare hands. And now that that's done, we can finally craft our golden chalk. So we make regular impure white, combine that with the gold to make impure golden chalk, then we come to our fire, throw that in here to make golden chalk and finish the quest. So now we get another skill point and magic skill point, and go to Afrit Essence. I can now use the golden chalk to draw the right of Jormungandra's coil, allowing even stronger demons to cross into this realm. Afrits, however, are mid-tier demons and will not allow themselves to be summoned as easily unless I bait them with a sacrificial cow? You gotta work on your writing, FTB team. This doesn't flow as well as you thought. Perform the ritual to get Afrit Essence, Rite of Jormungandra's Coil, Book of Binding Afrit, Gunpowder, Nether Quartz, Flint and Steel Magma Block to make it. Pretty easy, and I thought you have to fight something. I don't quite recall though. Yeah, it makes this guy. You have to fight him, and then you get the essence. Well, this is quite silly, but it has to be done. So we're gonna turn sweet berries into source berries. With magic. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Boom. We need the source berries so I can make purple dye. And we need 4 of these. So now that we have 4 purple dye, we could take these, do a cross formation, combine it with the Book of Binding to make the Book of Binding Afrit, then combine that to make the Book of Binding Afrit Bound. Now we can take our summoning altar, place it right here. We're going to use that to summon the cow. Then, to finish off the Afrit, we're just going to need the magma block, nether quartz, flint and steel, and gunpowder. We're gonna have to figure out how to get the magma block for this, but I'm sure it can't be too difficult. I think magma block does spawn in the null biome, I just have to find it. Or we end up crafting it. Shouldn't be that hard either way. Alright, so first things first, we're going to summon a cow. Should be pretty easy. Then we take magma block, nether quartz, flint and steel, and our book. Am I missing something? The gunpowder. Magma block, nether quartz, flint and steel, gunpowder. You did not draw it right. No pentacle. What are you talking about? I followed it exactly. Let me try removing this. Ah, I see the problem. I put the sacrificial bowls on top of it, and it broke it. Okay, that's my bad. So, if I do here... See, it should function. Gunpowder, nether quartz, magma block. Then put this... Oh, that's the wrong book. Then put this book. Start summoning. And now I just gotta bring this guy over here and slay the cow. And he's running away really fast. Okay, I think it's working. Oh. Okay, well it did work. That was very anticlimactic. And we get an extra cow, so I could do it again if I wanted. But we just needed this to get some skill points, and so we can summon it. So now we have the sacrificial bowl, Aphrodite essence, fused consciousness. Did we make the binding reagent? Yes, we made the binding reagents. Now we just need the charged attuned stone and the ice crystal. Okay, so now after doing some magic, I need to make ourselves the tablet of Summon Wilden. With this tablet, we can now summon some Wilden. Now you may be asking, James, why do you need to summon some Wilden? And I forget how to do this. Oh, that's how. 1 second, please. Zombies. Take care of these guys while I talk. Anyways, we need to kill some Wilden because I need Wilden horn. Oh, that one flies. That's annoying. Now, you might be wondering, well, why do you need Wilden horn? And it's actually because of a silly reason. And by silly reason, I mean I couldn't figure out how to get soul sand otherwise. So if you take a look here, if we go to this guy, Frostmaw, we need 4 soul-infused dust, which is made from combining soul sand dust, copper dust, and iron dust. Soul sand dust is made by crushing soul sand. Soul sand can be made with a conjuration essence, and conjuration essence needs a Starbuncle token, a book, a source gem, and a Wilden horn to make, which is why earlier in the video I was complaining that the only way to get access to the Starbuncle charm was by trading with that one guy in the shopkeeping Bifrost thingamabob. But there we go, we have our Wilden horns, Wilden horn, Wilden spike, and Wilden wing. So now we're all set. So let me unsummon these guys. Thank you, fellas. And now if I do it again, it is a little bit easier after the first time, because now you can create the tablet using 3 Wilden spikes and a block of lapis instead of needing an emerald block. But other than that, it's pretty simple. So now let me put this stuff away. So now that we have the Wilden spike... Oh wait, no, I needed the Wilden horn. Now that we have the Wilden horn, we can make the Conjuration Essence, and I'm going to need an imbuement chamber. But now that we have access to gold, this is a lot easier. So now we take a book, take a Starbuncle token, take the Wilden horn, and you can't forget the source gem in the middle. This is going to make our Conjuration Essence. Now we can take this and make the soul sand. Bam. Now we can take the Conjuration Essence, make the soul sand, and now that we have the soul sand, we can come down here and infinitely replicate it into infinitely more soul sand. That's probably a good enough amount for now. And now if I take my magic book and place some soul sand, we should be able to hit it with the spell, and I need to swap this to spell number 1. Oh, because I still have snare equipped, that's why. There we go. I was trying to snare the block. Now that we have soul sand dust, we can combine this with copper dust and iron dust, and then to make those, we just have to hand over some copper and iron to the crusher spirit, which will be done in a jiffy. Let me just grab some copper. Copper. Grab 2 of these, because we need soul sand. This makes 2, and we need 4 for the ritual. So just 2 and 2 is enough. Go to our crusher. Where'd he go? Ah, he's right here. Here you go, crusher. Take that. And now we wait. And now that we got the dust, take that, and I don't want to do that. I'm not typing. I'm trying to craft something to make the soul-infused dust. And now that we have the soul-infused dust, we just need... That's the wrong one. That's the wrong one again. We just need the catalyst, the attuned stone, which means we have to delve into the right side and do the witch's oven. So if anything, they should probably redo this little quest line here so that these three feed into Frostmaw and then Frostmaw goes into this one, because it doesn't make much sense that before you can fight Frostmaw, you have to do these two, even though these two kind of feed into the main ritual to fight Jormungandr. Anyways, though, so we need the witch's oven, which is pretty easy. It's just a bunch of iron. Then we need Exhale of the Horned One, which just takes clay jars and oak saplings. Now we just take clay jar, oak sapling, and it needs a fuel, I think, so let's grab something we can burn. I think we have some coal in here. And I think coal should work in here. It does, perfect. So now we just do this into that, but here's the rub. When you do this, you get wood ash. We don't want wood ash. We want Exhale the Horned One. But it's a very, very low chance unless you upgrade the witch's oven with a bunch of other stuff. So we're going to go ahead and grab that. So I'm going to take this out here. Luckily they did add it to the quest book, because man, when I played Reclamation, they didn't say that, and if you don't have the fume funnel, it is extremely low. And then there's also this fume filter that makes it easier to get the byproduct you want. So you need, and I believe from my math, it's the max is 3 fume funnels. Any more than that and it doesn't make it go faster. And ta-da! Once you add the fume funnels, you get it faster. There we go. Exhale of the Horned One. Wait a minute. Is that what I needed? Exhale the Horned One. Oh right, for the quest, that's what I needed it for. Wait, then what did I need this for? Right, we need Whiff of Magic. Whiff of Magic is a Rowan sapling. You can also upgrade to the distillery later. It gets you more outputs, which is nice. But for now, we just need to get a little bit of Mutandis, which will take the Witch's Cauldron. Yeah, see, it's like, you have to do all of Enchanted just to get the item needed to fight Frostmaw. So it's like, right before you can actually fight Jormungandr, you have to do all of this, and then do Frostmaw. Luckily, to get the Mutandis, it's pretty cheap. All you need is a Mandrake root, Exhale the Horned One, and an egg in the cauldron. And the cauldron is pretty easy. Just take a cauldron, add anointing paste, and it turns into the Witch's Cauldron. And the anointing paste is 4 seeds, not obtainable in Helheim. Then where do I get this? Snowbell. Interesting. I think I have to go back. Well, I gotta say, this is funny. I was digging upwards from where our spawn is in Niflheim, trying to find the surface. Yeah, I guess we spawned literally on top of a mountain, because this is literally the build limit. You cannot go any higher. And it's all snow. And the whole reason I came out here was, my thinking was, oh, if the seeds don't spawn in Helheim, then maybe you have to find it like on the rooftop or the surface of Niflheim. But all I'm seeing is snow, literally everywhere. So I don't know if it's even here. Okay, so this was my idea for getting the seeds. We can turn sand into grass, and then if we right-click the grass, we get tall grass. And when we break the tall grass, we get seeds. Now we have to get all 4 of these, and the only thing that the guidebook says is the foundation of witchcraft is growing magical herbs. You'll need to find seeds for these plants in the world, check tall grass, and explore different biomes. Well, there's no tall grass in Niflheim, but there's one of them. Snowbell. Okay, so this has to be the way it works. So now we just need to get the other 3. And there we go. Mandrake, Water Artichoke, Belladonna, and Snowbell. All set. Now I should probably get a couple more of these, but they don't have EMC. It's pretty easy to get them otherwise though, so I'll just combine this into our anointing paste, and I'll worry about that in the future. So now that we have anointing paste, we can turn the cauldron into the Witch's Cauldron and continue on. So it should be as easy as just taking this, right-clicking with that, to make a Witch's Cauldron. Now if I remember, this does need a campfire though. I don't quite remember exactly, but I believe it does need a campfire. Now we're going to go ahead and summon a little chicken here. So Earth Essence, Sacred Spirit, Bone Block, Feather, to make a chicken. 2 chickens. Perfect. Get in there. Now grab the summoning altar out of here. And now they're gonna live in there. Forever. Do they need to be this high up? Can I jump out of this? 1, 2... Yeah, I think they need this one. Because we need an egg. We need an egg for something. What did we need an egg for? Egg was needed for Mutandis. That's what we need. And this requires no altar power, which is nice, but I think we need to work on altar power next, and if I recall correctly, it's really annoying. Then it should be as simple as adding Mandrake, Exhale of the Horned One, and an egg to produce Mutandis. And I think you just have to right-click it after it's done. It's been a long time since I've played with the enchanted mods, I'm not quite sure. And there we go, Mutandis. Nice. Now that we have Mutandis, we can make Rowan saplings, which I believe use jungle saplings, which is why I made these. That's not a Rowan sapling. Neither is that one. Nor this one. Nor that one. Blood sapling, I will take that one though. Okay, I'm done. Reading the quest book explains the quest book. You can actually just use the blood magic alchemy array to turn the jungle sapling directly into the Rowan sapling. You don't have to just keep right-clicking the Mutandis. And there we go. 1 Rowan sapling. And it has EMC. So now we can go ahead and duplicate this infinitely, now until forever. And voila! The enchanted altar. 92, 1x. Now luckily they did put in the quest book just exactly how you can increase the altar power, which is very nice. Because I remember back when I played Reclamation, I had to search through random wikis that were outdated. I had to go back to the Witchery wiki to like see how it works. Luckily they just show it here. It is still annoying that it just says nature blocks within 16 blocks, buff the power, and not telling you exactly what nature blocks, but offhand, anything you grow, trees, leaves, flowers, that type of thing, they all contribute to boosting the altar power. And there we go, there's the base 3, the skeleton skull, the candelabra, and the chalice. The quest book mentions you can put water in the chalice, but that doesn't seem to be the case. It just replaces the water source block without actually filling the chalice. So until we get redstone soup, it's going to be empty. And this is as strong as we can get it, at least until we can get an easy upgrade with a wither skull and the player's skull. Other than that, redstone soup is going to take a while. I need to add some plants, but for now, we have the distillery, and we can start producing gypsum. So gypsum takes foul fume and quicklime. Foul fume, quicklime. Foul fume can be made with Breath of the Goddess and lapis, which we both have, whereas quicklime comes from all the wood ash we've been collecting. So it's not that difficult, it's actually very easy to set up. So you just throw in your clay jar, Breath of the Goddess, and quicklime to do nothing. How do I... Breath of the Goddess... Oh, this is with lapis. So take out the quicklime, grab some lapis real fast. Lapis? Am I all out of lapis? Lapis. Did I use all of it? I could have swore we had lapis. Alright, so now after letting it cook for a while, we got 13, 13, 13, and 13. So now we can combine the quicklime with the foul fume in order to make our gypsum. And you can see here, I added a bunch of plants, so now our altar power is at 2520, which should be good enough for most things, I believe. And in doing a little bit of testing, pretty much all of the vanilla crops do contribute to altar power. The enchanted crops also contribute to altar power, but the thermal cultivation crops do not. And there is a limit to the number of logs and leaves, but the tree also gave like the biggest boost here at like 800, which was really nice, along with pumpkins and melon blocks. The stems don't do much, but the block itself does. And I did partition out this area. It's a 16 by 16 with the altar in the middle. At least it should be in the middle. I think it's a little off. Is it off? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, it's not off. It's just a little funky because this is a 2 by 3 and the space is a 16 by 16, like surrounding the altar. So it's not going to be perfect, but it does contribute to the altar power anyway. And now we have 5 gypsum, some oil, vitriol, and some more slime balls. A tuned stone, witchcraft circle magic, some more magic skill point. And now we can make the charged attuned stones. I must now assemble a rite near my altar with 2 outer rune circles surrounding a golden rune. Once everything is in place, I can throw the ingredients on the ground close to the central golden rune and interact with it to begin the rite. Task: create a charged attuned stone using an advanced rite. So first things first, we need to make some ritual chalk. Then we need to use this in order to make some golden chalk, which will take Mandrake Gold Nugget, 3000 altar power. We don't have 3000 altar power, we have 2520. Okay, how can I boost it? Well, a Wither Skull would give us a boost. See, this is why I dislike the mod. It always requires altar power that I don't have. Okay, well we can move this into here, but then I need 3000 altar power to actually finish this. So I need to boost it even further. Okay, so after spending 30 minutes doing some Googling and finding a spreadsheet online, we now have over 3000 power and we can make the gold chalk with ritual chalk, gold nugget, and mandrake. Now the way I did it, as you can see here, farmland contributes to power. Blocks of water contribute to power. Grass blocks contribute to power separately from farmland. And underneath, regular dirt contributes, and mycelium contributes. So all in all, the farmland, grass, dirt, and mycelium added another like 400 power that gets multiplied by the bonuses here. So then once we have the player skull and the chalice of red water, it'll go up even higher, and then I added a little bit of mushrooms. The only thing else I can still add are a couple of enchanted specific plants, which I don't have, and mushroom blocks, which should boost it up even higher, but for now, we're done. So let's grab some mandrake and some gold nuggets. Mandrake. And some gold nuggets. And grab our white chalk. So now, if we throw in mandrake, gold nugget, chalk, mandrake, gold nugget, and chalk, and wait for it to finish. So while we wait for that to cook, let me grab these so we can enchant the ritual chalk with Unbreaking 2. And now we right click this to get our golden chalk. Give this one Unbreaking 2. And I gotta say, I really like the inclusion of these twisted runestones. Having pretty much free Unbreaking 2 is extremely useful because the chalks break very fast. So, now that we have access to the golden chalk, we can make the charged attuned stone by doing the rite of charging, which will take wood ash, quicklime, glowstone, redstone, and the attuned stone, and 2000 altar power. So I built this little platform down here. It should be in range of the altar, and if it doesn't work, I guess we'll find out. Okay, so now it should work. I'm probably going to change the cobblestone out to something with a different texture, because it's kind of hard to see the white. But now if we throw in our items, it should function. Now let me double check here. Altar power 2000. Okay, it looks good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and right click. And it works. Perfect. And there we go. 1 charged attuned stone. And with that, the quest is completed. We get another one for free. And now we can finally fight Frostmaw, because the catalyst for his summoning was the attuned stone plus our soul infused dust that we got earlier. Oh wait, this is a charged attuned stone. I just need a regular one. Alright, so now we're back in Niflheim, in as good a place as any to fight Frostmaw. Now it's funny, our spawn is somewhere in this entire cliff face, like deep under there. So I had to climb all the way up, jump all the way down, and then come down here, lay a bunch of torches, and we should be good to go. So now if we throw down the summoning altar, grab my fruit salad, grab some of this, and our armor is looking a little worse for wear, but honestly, with our epic gear from fighting the dead king, I think this should be a really easy fight. Frostmaw is already really easy, so unless they did something to buff it to make it more difficult, it really should be like a pushover. So let's add our soul infused dust, the attuned stone, and we can't fly in this fight, but with our zombies to tank for us, it should still be very easy. Okay, I cannot move. I can't move at all. Our zombies are not drawing aggro. And now I'm frozen. Okay, but the zombies do a ton of damage. Okay, I'm gonna run away. What is this fight? It's like I can't do anything, and then he freezes me. Luckily, the zombies are doing damage, so I guess I'm just here to be a punching bag for Frostmaw. Let's go ahead and summon our swords as well. And there we go, frozen again. Eat my fruit salad, and it sounds like they finished him off. Challenge complete. Rude Awakening. Frostmaw is defeated. Okay, so I have no idea how you're supposed to fight him normally, but that seemed really annoying. Like, one, attacking from the front, I deal 0 damage, I get slowed, and then he stuns me for like 3 seconds, so it's a good thing we had summons to do this. Otherwise, I could see that it probably was not going to end well. Alright, now I think we're ready. Per the quest book, it did give me the living chestplate first, so I went ahead and crafted the rest of the set. I'm not quite sure how it upgrades, so you can see it has Healthy 5 because the quest book gives you the tome to get Healthy 5. It has Tough 1, and it said to get Tough, you just let yourself get hit. And I let myself get hit a lot, and it hasn't gone up since Tough 1, so I'm not quite sure how to make it better. Mostly because I never used the living armor from Blood Magic before. Anyways though, I think we're ready to fight Jormungandr, so let's head there now. And here we are, Jormungr's Arena. I can't talk. The arena. So we can't fly. I doubt we'll need the pickaxe. Now we need this one, let me grab all this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Should be everything. Now we do have our red health patches. 1 potion of healing, 1 potion of regen, fruit salad, some gapples, and our magic staff. And it should be good enough to fight him. Now the question I have though, is the ice is going to break. For our swords that can fly, that's going to be less of an issue, but for the zombies, they might freeze to death before they could do anything significant. But there's not much we can do about that. Let's go ahead and summon the swords. Then we'll go ahead and summon the zombies. Living upgrade.animus.arc arcane channeling has upgraded to 1. What? Interesting. That must be an add-on to blood magic, because I've never heard of that before. Anyways though, and it's so dark in here. Go ahead and throw in the attuned stone, binding reagent, ice crystal, Afrit essence, fused consciousness, and the sacrificial bowl. Grab this, put all this in the hotbar, and step back.
I have coiled beneath these waters since the first age. My venom.
Okay, he hit me from below the ice. That's a little BS. Okay, he's beating me up from beneath the ice. Hey all, James here. What you're about to see is literally the worst fight in Minecraft history. It was so bad, it took me 50 minutes and then I died because I ran out of healing supplies. I literally do not know what is up with this fight. I went into the Discord to see if anyone else was talking about it, and literally everyone else said, oh, you're gonna fight Jormungandr? Literally the worst fight in the game, and I agree. It's broken, it doesn't work, and the entire time I literally couldn't damage him, except for very few instances, which made it take nearly 50 minutes just to lose. Well, round 2, I guess. And I can't pick up my water now. Nice. Okay, so round 1 ended with failure. But I have a new spell that can pierce blocks, so hopefully that will solve the issue of not being able to deal any damage while it's under the water. Okay, it works. Now the question is, can I deal enough damage to outdo his natural healing before we live?
What are you?
Alright, final arrow. Okay, I missed that one. So one more arrow and he should be defeated. Okay, last one. Just need a little bit of mana. And there he goes. Defeated. Jormungandr killed.
As my venom takes hold of you. But the sea.
But I'm pretty sure his heart is in the water, so time to go swimming. That's gonna be fun.
When the world ends, I rise.
Oh wait, no, the heart's right here.
again.
Nice. Well, I gotta say, that was the most unfun experience I've ever had. I don't know what the FTB team had in store for like this fight, but whatever they planned, it did not work at all. Like, the optimal solution should not have been, oh, make a spell that can pierce through blocks and then just fight him like that at the edge of the arena. Like, how are you supposed to do this otherwise? Anyways though, let's eat the heart. And finish the quest line.
The world serpent uncoils its last, and the mists of Niflheim draw back like a wound exhaling. You have done what Azur could not at Ragnarok. Thor himself fell to Jormungandr's venom, walked 9 steps, and drowned. Yet you stand. The power that bleeds from the serpent's corpse. Drink it. You will need every drop. I wonder, sometimes, whether the Norse wove this fate, or whether you are tearing new threads into the tapestry by force. Either way, the fires of Niflheim will burn such question to ash.
And with that, tons of skill points. Nice. Now, in order to get more damage from the spell, I did do more of these quests here. Finished to unlock a little bit of stuff to get a little bit more skill points for the magic skill line. And now that we defeated Jormungandr, we also get more unlocks for Viet. So now we get grant a random buff, increased range and duration. Attacks can sometimes cause a black hole. Interesting. And now I can pump even more points into this. Now I did realize I was kind of running out of mana, so I think instead of increasing spell power, I should go to the bottom here and grab some of these max mana ones so we can up our damage and regen. And then with an extra 12 points here, we should be able to unlock pretty much everything. Melee damage, more melee damage, mining speed, and that's it. So there's only 4. What skill points am I missing here? Lay Malkuth, that'll get us 4 more skill points. A challenging mini-boss intended to fight after Ymir or Jormungandr, so we could do that later. And reach Muspelheim. But I gotta say, this episode has gone on quite long enough. I'm your host, Thomas28, and I'll see you all next time.